Concord Food Co-op. We did a little switcheroo here. Usually it's Friday mornings at 8:30, but today, Thursday, 8:30. Hi, Greg.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, wait.
Well,
sorry.
Good to have you back.
Yeah, isn't this just kind of a stressful, distracting time? There's so much on everyone's mind.
Yeah, your shirt's fine. It's okay. Don't apologize for it.
Thank you.
It's not that distracting.
No, it really, everybody's mind's racing. It's just racing.
Yeah.
Even in normal circumstances, like while you're doing your work at your normal workplace, our minds are racing.
Well, I mean, all you have to do is click on any website.
Yeah.
Mainstream media or other or social media. Something's there.
I know.
Like, we're all creatures of habit. Okay, we have a routine. We have a life. Now all of a sudden that's being inexorably altered.
Yeah.
You can't shop here. You can't go here. Don't do this. And it's like, but I can't go to the bar. And it's just everything we know has been thrown up in the air. That's what's screwing people up.
Exactly. And so, the topic of the program today is Superfest. And obviously this program was scheduled quite some time ago. Right. But as you're suggesting is needing to adjust. And the Superfest event, the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness, has adjusted the event. And we would like to talk about that today. And on the line with us today is Michael Simchik. He is the owner of the Hotel Concord. Yep. And the Hotel Concord.
The beautiful Hotel Concord, by the way.
Yes. If you have never been there, I mean, you have to. It's just the rooms are just fabulous. Each one's a little bit unique and just wonderful.
Michael, by the way, I want the horizontal light on at 4:45 when I come to work in the morning. It throws me off when the light's off. Okay.
Don't get me going on that. That is quite a saga. That is quite a saga. Soon to be solved.
Excellent.
But it does seem like it's never ending. But thanks. I'll make sure it's on soon for you.
Yeah, it's funny because I'll drive into work some mornings, and as I'm coming up northbound on 93, I look and I'm going, it's a blue light today. Okay. And then I come through, and it's dark, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, there's been a lot of back and forth in terms of some technical things, but we'll get through it, and pretty soon it'll be something people count on when they drive through Concord.
There you go. All right. Well, Michael, good to have you with us this morning.
We're scrambling, Michael, to so that Ellen and I can hear you. We're getting our headphones on here. So for the moment, it's a one-sided conversation. But again, the Hotel Concord is a platinum sponsor for the Superfest event. And I'd like you to just take a minute, Michael, to tell us why. I mean, that's a big step up to be a platinum sponsor, and just to explain to the listeners, why the Hotel Concord is such a supporter of the mission of the Concord Coalition and homelessness.
Well, about a year and a half ago, I became a hotelier of sorts, and not a large hotelier, 38 rooms, but 38 boutique, and as somebody said earlier, very, very cool kind of place, we think. But even before that, and certainly helpfully because of that, homelessness is one of those things that I think there's just two things that people should be able to count on in this world, food and a place to sleep. And I think that if we can't all help and do whatever we can to make that a reality, we're really missing something, because without those two things, I feel everything else in life becomes almost relatively impossible. I mean, how do people think about getting a job if they're really concerned about where they're going to sleep tonight? How do they think about getting a job if they don't know where their next meal is going to come from? And that's why I think the Superfest kind of puts it all together. The focus, obviously, is on homelessness. We were pleased to be the platinum sponsor last year, and we're happy to do it again this year. But it also incorporates the food aspect of things, too. And I think it's a great community event. I think it's a wonderful thing that is wonderfully supported by the people in Concord. I'm sorry this year it has to be more on the virtual side. And Greg and Ellen, I don't want to steal your thunder on that, because I'm sure you'll be talking about that. But I have some comments about that as we go along. But right now, I just think there's only one or two things that are really important in life. And as I said, homelessness and trying to end homelessness is certainly one of them. And that's why we're involved.
No, good point taken. And Michael, before Greg, even though you stole his thunder, before Greg gets there, any changes at the hotel? I mean, with everything that's going on right now.
Well, it's a difficult time, but it's when you speak about it relatively, it's not a difficult time for us. I think there's a lot more people that are impacted a heck of a lot more negatively than we are. Obviously, occupancy is down. We have had a lot of people calling us because they're looking for a place to stay. As someone mentioned earlier, everybody's routine is disrupted, and they'd like to still have a relative routine, but they like to be able to do things, but they want to be able to do them safely. So we're still getting phone calls. We still have people coming in for, call it a staycation or call it a kind of a shelter comfortably kind of scenario for them. But occupancy is way down. We're very pleased with the way things have been going at the hotel up until this, but this is going to be a real bellwether in terms of what happens going forward, because I think not only in the hospitality industry, but business as a whole, there's going to be a rethinking of how things are done.
Yeah,
man.
Very true.
All right.
And the other guest that was supposed to be on the show this morning is, or she may still call in, Linda Lorden. She's the president of the Merrimack County Savings Bank, and they are our other platinum sponsor for Superfest, and just an ongoing supporter of the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness. But in her absence, again, I don't know if she'll get on the call. I just wanted to read a quote that she provided to the coalition.
This is from Linda Lorden.
Linda Lorden.
Okay.
Merrimack County Savings Bank proudly supports the tireless work of the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness. We commend and stand behind Concord Coalition to End Homelessness goal of ending homelessness in Concord, because the bank believes, as they do, that every person has value and deserves dignity. Concord Coalition to End Homelessness advocates and offers resources and protection for our community's most vulnerable people, and they serve as a wonderful role model for us all. We are thankful for all that the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness has accomplished, and commit to continuing our support of them as they come closer to their goal of eliminating homelessness in Concord once and for all.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. Nice member of the community.
Well put.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're dealing with because a lot of banks are like closing the main lobbies and doing, drive-through only. But again, trying to maintain as best they can to get us all through this.
Right.
So, but they're going above and beyond, and let's see if we can end homelessness here in Concord.
So explain, even though Michael, stole your thunder. What are we doing for Superfest?
Sorry, Greg.
No, it's too late to suck up now, Michael. Cat's out of the bag.
No, it was a good
That's
teaser,
funny.
Mike. Good for you. No, Ellen will take a moment to explain how we're transitioning Superfest this year. Go ahead, please, Ellen.
Thanks. So I'm Ellen Groh. I'm the director at the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness, and we are making the best of this situation. I'm actually really, really excited. The team got together and decided we're going to have a virtual Superfest. So on the night that the event would have been happening in person, which is Saturday, March 28th, between 4 and 7, we want you all to take pictures of yourself in soup-related things. Take a picture of yourself making soup, eating soup, your favorite soup recipe, maybe bringing a bowl of soup over to a neighbor that is self-quarantining.
Oh,
anything
what a great
to do
thing.
with soup and Superfest, and post them on Facebook. You can do it early, but it'd be great to have just a slew of them coming on that
sure.
night as well. And I don't use social media that much, I'll admit. But what you do is you use the hashtag Superfest.
Yeah.
And you also tag Concord Coalition to End Homelessness.
Yeah.
And if you are one of our sponsors, or even if you're not, if you're with a business, tag your business too. Put
Yeah.
that up there, and somehow we all
And
see
spread
that
the word.
and spread the word.
And it's SOUPERFEST.
Thank you, Soup.
Superfest.
Yes.
And we are still selling tickets to the virtual event.
Okay.
Tickets are $10 each. You can go to our the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness website and purchase a ticket.
It's a donation.
It's a donation.
Yeah.
Please continue to support the event. The funds are needed more than ever. And this event is there's generally 700 to 800 people that attend. They've been planning this for 10 months. Sure. There's 35 soup chefs, bread makers. There's 150 volunteers. So big event that unfortunately has just won't take place in the same way.
Gone by the wayside, but it's not. I've done so many cancels over the last few days. This is exciting that it's still happening, just different.
It is.
And I applaud you, because it's something we've talked about, that so many nonprofits at this time of the year are doing dinners
doing
and doing
fundraisers,
events
yeah.
that are their big fundraisers, which are now going by the boards.
Yeah.
And we're saying, so where are they getting their money to continue to get the message out. This is great.
It is a big issue for all of us nonprofits, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And lots of people are struggling. I know people aren't going to work. Everyone's under a lot of stress. But for those people who can still contribute to us and to other nonprofits, it is needed more than ever right now, and appreciated more than ever right now.
Point taken.
Absolutely, and people in New Hampshire like to help. They like their opportunities to help. I mean, I've been seeing all over Facebook, all the restaurants that are closed right now. They're the ones that give gift certificates whenever there's a need, whenever there's a fundraiser. Yeah. So go and help them out. People in New Hampshire like to help. So I think good for you for keeping it going.
So this is the 28th from 4 to 7 p.m.?
The week from Saturday.
Saturday, March 28th, 4 to 7. Post those pictures and recipes and everything else, your smiling face with your big bowl of soup.
Okay, where are you on the 28th?
I like it.
4 to 7.
I'm out getting a bread bowl. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, well, if I send
probably with some corn chowder.
If I send you my picture, can you post it?
Oh, yes.
I do Post-it notes, man.
I
don't know how to do
Ellen,
this stuff.
You guys
man.
two are in the same camp. You're in the same
so I got to
camp.
send it to him.
I'm going to figure it out between now and Saturday, because I'm going to have my picture out
And
there,
for
too.
all of you that are trying to figure it out, the information or guidance is on the website, Concord Coalition End Homelessness.
Thank
you. If you need a little tutorial, just go to the website.
Or get your 10-year-old to teach you about social
There
media.
you go.
That's
Hey,
what
kids,
scares
come
me.
here.
Any fourth grader can work like a monkey with a banana, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
And
Jeez.
Michael,
Can I-
you said you had
can I
some.
mention-
Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, can I mention something? I have found that in my short tenure in terms of doing things in Concord, which is probably like 12 or 14 years, something like that, I have found Concord to be an unbelievably supportive and engaged community.
Mm-hmm.
And so, regardless of the hotel, I mean, we're not here talking about the hotel. We're here talking about Superfest, and I think it's a great opportunity for Concord to again show how engaged they are. Because if what I heard for the first time, and I was never sure of the numbers, I think Greg, you mentioned 700 to 800 people a year, and I'm sure there are a lot of people in the past that would have liked to go to Superfest and couldn't. I would really like to say that I would hope that the 700 or 800 people that would have gone this year will still send in their $10 a person. Mm-hmm. And I'd also hope that this gives people who say, well, I just couldn't make it last year, I can't make it this year, still understand that that money is needed. I really hope that it would be a wonderful story if after the 28th, Ellen and Greg were able to say, this year, the paid attendance, virtual attendance, I guess, was over 1,000. And so I would just really hope that Concord really gets behind this and stays behind it as it has in the past, but gets behind it in even more impressive fashion. So it's the right community, it's the right engaged community, and I'm just really hoping that happens. So Greg and Ellen, I wish you the best of luck in terms of getting out those contributions.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
That's a great goal. Thank you, Michael.
That's a great way to put it. No, absolutely. And we've talked about this, that every once in a while we'll see a story that says, some states are not charitable, and New Hampshire's been listed. I was like, what are you kidding
not
me?
charitable? You people don't live here who write that.
Yeah. I mean, we go bend over backwards to do in-kind work and do donations, and we take care of our own. So I always object when I see this national story written. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And and Ellen,
Absolutely.
people respond.
And I wanted to piggyback off your comment, Michael, about the community and the community support. The Concord Coalition to End Homelessness recently launched a new initiative. It's the Pillars of Support Initiative. And realizing that ending homelessness is such a big problem, far beyond the scope of the coalition's resources, that we needed, the community to really come together to end homelessness. And what the Pillars of Support Initiative ask of local businesses is to support 2 of our fundraising events per year, and to also to lend their voice to ending homelessness. And Merrimack County Savings Bank, as well as Hotel Concord, were 2 of the first that stepped up and said, yeah, we want to be a pillar of support for the Concord Coalition to End Homelessness. We're there, and we're asking other businesses in this community to do the same.
Well, if I can take that metaphor, if you're building, having 2 pillars like the Hotel Concord and Merrimack County Savings Bank, 2 good foundations to build on. You can't ask for anything better.
They're great, and BIDI Media is also a pillar of support, because BIDI Media has agreed to put out PSAs for the coalition for all of our events, and that goes such a big way to get the attendance there and to get the financial support that's needed. So BIDI Media is your your boss is so that's great. And I just wanted to list a few others. Mare Health Caratis, the Concord Food Co-op, of course, Concord Eye Center, Concord TV, Franklin Savings Bank, the Keeler Family Realtors, Northeast Bank, Northeast Delta Dental. Northeast Delta Dental was, again, one of the first to step up and say, we want to be a pillar of support for the coalition.
It's Tom. Hello.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Tom Raffia was Mr. Community.
Yeah.
So that makes a ton of sense. Wow. All right, we're going to take a break. Michael, you staying or you leaving?
I think I'm probably leaving, but I appreciate the opportunity, and I want to wish Greg and Ellen, great luck, and I'll certainly be there virtually, and I hope the rest of Concord will be as well.
Michael, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution. Stay well.
Thanks, Michael.
Thanks for your time. Bye-bye now. Thanks.
We have to take a break. We'll be back with Greg and Ellen right after this.
We just heard Michael Simchik hoping that we have 1,000 in attendance this year, and one way that can happen is this show is heard for a vast part of New Hampshire, so individuals that have to usually don't attend because they have to travel too far. This year they can participate, and if they're sharing it on Facebook, then their friends can participate. So this can go nationally. It has the capacity to. So put it out there on social media and
look at that, being involved
and spread it
and being
share
at
it.
home.
Share
Hello.
it. Yeah,
it's a win-win.
Yeah.
And we wanted to also talk a little bit about some great news that we had. I mean, you get some setbacks in these times, but there's also some things that are happen that.
And we love the good news.
Yeah,
we love the
we'd
good
like
news.
to end on a high note.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should end on a high note. So we got two wonderful announcements this week. I'll start with the Rotary Club of Concord has committed to give us $25,000, which is astronomical. It is awesome. They will go to support the Green Street project that we are purchasing a house that will provide permanent housing for 4 people who've been long-term homeless. So that was huge news, absolutely huge news.
This is service above self. That's what Rotary's all about.
We're incredibly indebted to all of those dedicated people who make that happen in the Rotary Club.
That's amazing.
And the other huge news we got was from none other than Merrimack County Savings Bank has just announced that they're going to be what we might call a super pillar. They have committed to $25,000 a year for the next 3 years. This as well. This is such a huge a huge commitment from them to make sure that ending homelessness happens in Concord. And in these very, very difficult times, we need the support more than ever. And we're just so honored to be able to work with Merrimack County Savings Bank on this important issue.
That's amazing, Ellen.
It is
Talking the talk
amazing.
and walking the walk.
Well, yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's awesome.
The funds are needed for the operations, for the resource center, for the emergency winter shelter, but also, I mean, there's no housing, and so the coalition is working very hard right now with the different community leaders to try to figure out how do we get homes for these individuals, and that's there's quite a cost that it's associated with
of course it is
providing the housing. So we're really trying to get on mission, get homes for these people, and so this pillar of support program and the support of the community is just so important.
And we will reference this again next week.
Throughout the week.
Show.
Yep, throughout the week.
A week from Saturday, 4 to 7 p.m. on the 28th.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about that again more. In the time we have left, we talked about some stores that have changed stuff. Concord Co-op.
Oh, there's been so many changes. We are now putting it all on the website. It is a top tab for, there's curbside pickup now. You can phone in if you're an at-risk individual.
Great, that's great.
And it's the hot bar is closed, but we have takeout instead. So a lot of shifting, a lot of changing. Releasing policy procedure changes almost daily. So it's all on Concord Food Co-op's website to just see what procedures have changed.
ConcordFoodCoop.coop.
Yeah, there
Perfect.
you go.
Thank
Check
you.
it out. Wow, no hot bar.
Well,
they are
temporarily.
I know. They're making it fresh daily. They're just prepackaging it for you.
Right.
So
they're not
it's
just
a
just
grab
not
and
out
go.
there.
We've had to close our seating area, but salads even you get a salad. So they've making the sandwiches and everything else. So
so you can still have what you love.
Are these just little superficial changes for you, or is this taxing for the co-op?
It's not taxing.
Okay.
It's they're very dedicated employees that they're adjusting on the fly. So
They
they're-
do what
they're
they
doing
have
great.
to do.
Yeah, and it was
Love it.
interesting. Several customers yesterday said the co-op is so calm. I go elsewhere and it's panic,
Love
but
it.
they're so calm here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love it.
There's a reason right there.
The calm Concord Food Co-op. I love that, man. I like it. Ellen, great seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you for having
Thanks
us.
for the good news. We're out of here.
If you're in the mood for real food, it's Concord Food Co-op.